Hey guys, it's the Nerdy Movie Guy. So today there's a new movie I want to talk about that, well, new for me. This is a Tom Cruise movie, Vanilla Sky. Now I'm sure many of you have heard of it. I've been sitting on this one for months, and I don't know why it took me so long to watch it. After seeing it, this has gotta be one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies. You think of Tom Cruise, you think Mission Impossible, Top Gun, maybe even Rain Man. This one is one that when people mention or ask, what are some of your favorite Tom Cruise movies? This is going to be one of those I mention. This one, I had no idea what it was about. And honestly, for some movies, that's the best way to go into it. And I think it worked out for me, is not knowing anything about this, I was able to just enjoy the ride. And for this one, it's crazy because you got Tom Cruise, but you got Cameron Diaz, you got Penelope Cruz, and those are your three main characters for this movie. This movie doesn't have too many characters. It's sort of the small collection. And I think it works. So I got the copy in 4K. I know it says first time in 4K. Of course, I don't know when this physical copy was made. This was last year, if this was the year before. But relatively, generally speaking, this movie is new to being on 4K. And I think it looked great. I liked it. I really liked it. So this movie, I really debated on how to review it because this is one of those that just sort of mess with your mind. It's sort of one of those movies that every time you try to predict what's going to happen next or how the ending is going to be or what the character is really doing, there is one plot twist after another, and it keeps changing up your perspective and your theories about this movie. This movie sort of has a trippy opening, first few minutes, and you're like, what is going on? And then, that trippiness is sort of resets now. Everything's normal. And you don't know if that was a dream, what it was. And it's just crazy because that's the opening. That's your first taste of this movie. And in this movie, you have scenes in the present, and then you get scenes presumably in the future, and then you get scenes of the past, and then future, then present, then past again, then present, and it just goes back and forth. And this is definitely one of those movies that if you're one of those movie watchers that are on your phone some of the time throughout the movie, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose the plot. This movie requires full attention. There are so many details that get picked up and referenced and used later on than when you first notice these details. So this movie had meticulous detail as far as the writing is concerned for this plot because it was just so detailed. That's my best advice to you watch this movie is you have to give it your full attention. That's what I did, and I loved it. This movie, like I said, goes back and forth between past, present, future, and it sort of gives you glimpses and different key ingredients and puzzle pieces that sort of encourage you to try to predict what's going to happen. But the ending, the last, I won't say when, there's an explanation scene. There are some movies where it's just an explanation scene. This movie's explanation scene is just so crazy. You're realizing what really happened throughout the last 2 hours you watched. And it's just absolutely mind-boggling. I love movies like this. And this movie did it so well. It was so entertaining that I just had no idea what to expect from it. The first half of the movie, I was trying to predict, okay, so that's real, or this person's dreaming. That scene's a dream. This one is not. Halfway through, I'm like, you know what, I give up. I'm just going to watch the movie. And it worked for me because I was able to just enjoy it through and through from beginning to end. And like I said, it's one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies now. So if you haven't watched this before, if you like sort of that trippy, mind-boggling style writing and scripts and plot, then this was going to be a movie for you. It's a movie for me. I liked it. That's really all I got to say about it. It was just so many layers to it that I just couldn't help but be impressed by how much detail went into this movie. And of course, Tom Cruise does a phenomenal job. I've seen a lot of, well, I shouldn't say a lot of his movies, but I've seen enough of his to know that, in my opinion, this movie demonstrates some of his stronger acting skills. And he gets a chance to really express himself as an actor in this role. Because there are different styles to his character within this movie. which gives the actor, a chance to showcase his skills. So that's another thing I liked about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like Tom Cruise and you want a mind-boggling movie, then this one might be perfect for you. Thanks for watching.